Also, from Wall Street, we learned that the Wall Street occupation wasn't only an occupation. They constantly did actions from Wall Street where they would march and support other struggles. And so we also wanted to do that. And one thing that was suggested was the BHP Billiton meeting. The world's largest mining company is meeting on the 20th of October right next to Parliament Square. Another thing that we even in small groups. We can keep this occupation going, see how long we can stay here, those of us who can. Hands up if you know what a credit rating agency is. They're the people that price risk in the marketplace, and they're incredibly corrupt. They run on the basis that you can buy exam results, pay something more. So somebody on the board of a company recently told me that they've been offered a credit rating for £3,000, but for £7,000 they can get a higher rating. So it's like buying a first at university. It's the same principle. And these guys govern the entire economic system. They're the guys that can knock down a country, cut public spending in Italy as they've recently done, force countries to different positions. I think we should be occupying as an extension of the Occupy London Stock Exchange. We should be looking at specific aspects of the finance sector that we think is fucking shit, and we should be go for those places. So Moody's, Standard & Poor's,